Students, in this particular video, we will be talking about displacement reaction. So, what are displacement reactions? The reaction in which more reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its salt solution. Such type of reactions are termed as displacement reaction. मतलब जब more reactive element, जैसा कि आपको रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज में दिख रहा है, एज यू कैन सी इन द रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज दैट दिस इज द डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्टिव मेटल्स as the metals are decreasing. So we know that the most reactive metal is potassium and the least reactive metal is platinum, and the series goes on with potassium, sodium, calcium. So when the more reactive metal, so if students, I'll ask you, out of magnesium and potassium, which is more reactive? By seeing or by looking at this reactivity series, you can let me know that potassium is more reactive. So it's just we need to know that which metal or which element is more reactive. Students, if we talk about the particular example, then zinc metal when reacts with copper sulfate, then what will happen? As we can see in the reactivity series of metals, the more reactive metal is zinc or copper. Yes, students, it is zinc. So what will happen? Zinc will displace the sulfate solution and will lead to the formation of zinc sulfate and copper. This reaction can be written in this particular manner: Zn, that is zinc, plus copper sulfate, which is CuSO4, leads to the formation of zinc sulfate, ZnSO4, and copper. Students, we can also show it in this particular form of activity. What happens in the activity? See, when a strip of zinc sulfate is placed in blue colored copper sulfate solution for some time, the blue color fades gradually. It becomes what it becomes? It becomes a colorless zinc sulfate solution. As you can see in the second beaker, it got colorless and that red color is deposited. Red color copper metal is deposited on the zinc. So what we see, so that red color copper metal is displaced or it is deposited on the zinc strip as it is shown in the next beaker. Again, if we talk that zinc metal displaces copper metal from copper sulfate solution because zinc is more reactive than copper. Now if we talk about the next reaction, copper is less reactive than zinc. So when we place a strip of copper metal in zinc sulfate solution, then no displacement occurs because it is very obvious from the reactivity series that zinc is more reactive. So the sulfate solution remains as it is without any change. The second example of displacement reaction is when an iron metal is placed in the copper sulfate solution, that is the blue colored solution. So in the reactivity series, again we can see which is more reactive, iron or copper. We'll get to know that iron is more reactive, so we make the equation as iron sulfate plus copper. So iron sulfate is of greenish color. You can even see in the picture when iron nail is placed in this blue colored copper sulfate solution, for sometimes the blue color fades gradually and it becomes greenish color iron sulfate solution, and red colored copper metal is deposited on the iron nail. Again, when we move to the next equation, is that when magnesium is reacting with copper sulfate solution, we very well know by seeing again in the reactivity series which is more reactive, magnesium or copper. You get to know which is reactive, magnesium. So it will again displace and become magnesium sulfate with the copper, which you can again see on the screen that how magnesium metal displaces copper metal from copper sulfate solution because magnesium is more reactive than copper. This is all about displacement reaction.